Okay, I'm building a 1,000-foot fence. This is going to be a video part 1 on how I'm hooking up all my lights. Our fence is 1,000 foot. We're going to put lights every 50 feet area. So that means we have to have 110 volts every 50 feet. First thing we have is here. This is where all the electric is getting to the fence on this section. We have a photo cell here that's going to turn this section off and on. So as you can see, it's coming up right here. It's all underground wire. And here's one of our poles. It's underground wire that comes up. It's coming up from the box where we connected the underground wire to this other thinner stuff up into this box. This box here is a 6x6. That's going to hold the 5-volt transformer or the power supply, the little computer board, and the wireless module for the LEDs. Then it's going to come up from this point to the top of the pole where the lights that I'm building will be connected. So this is the beginning of the project. Okay, on the light itself, I have two sides, these two, and what happens is this is going to be part of the lens, which will go in the back of the light. So you'll be the metal and then the lens is in here. So you need two of these pieces here cut, and then you need a top. This is the top. So this will go inside like that, and then on the inside, so on the inside the light, besides the lens go in. So that's what it will look like. Here's the bottom. It actually has two holes. One is for the electric coming in, and another one's electric coming out to the other LEDs on this piping system that I have. I'll show you later. This slides right on the bottom. This gets attached to the pole too, and it just slides up like that. So here's the bottom, the attached. Now the LEDs is a little different, the way we're going to attach them. Is that I took a thin piece of aluminum, which will be painted also. Going to have two strips of LED right here in the middle and attached. This is so that we live in Florida, so we got a lot of mold and everything else that grows. After the LEDs attached, it can be inserted in here. So it just gets to be put in and then rotated in here like that. So the LEDs would be right at the bottom then. So when you need to clean it out, you just grab it by this flap I made, and you just pull it out like this, and then you get all the electronics out here. So all of the inside could be washed and cleaned easily. That's why I built it that way. One thing good about this light, it's unique. It's only basically 4 pieces, 2 sides, 1 top and 1 bottom, and with the plexiglass in it. And I use 14 gauge metal for the light. So it's pretty thick and pretty heavy, but I build everything overkill anyway. So it should last quite a few years of doing it that way. Now the metal, these pieces in the bottom was cut out with a plasma cutter. And the top was cut out with a plasma cutter too. Right here, as you can see. I already got this pretty well pre-rolled to bend it. And I use this one right here to bend in the middle to shape it. So you just put it in, and then you just crank it like this to the size that you need. Because actually, this is my last bend before I weld it. This gets it to the final size. And that should be good enough. So as you can see, this will fit in here pretty good. And then when we attach it and weld it, this gets pushed against it right there. As you can see, it's a perfect fit. Okay, we're going to set it up to weld a node. Set it up, I got this little jig here that's made. It's a little tough to get it started here. Usually I have my wife help hold this, but she's doing the camera so she can't. So this gets set up here like this. Then you gotta hurry and get the clamps in there. There's one. Each one of these clamps are cut exactly 5.5 inches because I use 6x6 posts. So I just clamp the two ends. I use these bars down here for trying to get it square. Then after that I bring it over here to the vise, because you got to get it perfectly square now. And the way I do it is just line it up with the jaws, because the jaws are square, from the front to the back, and crank it in just a little, loosen these up. Make sure that I got it exactly in the dead center on both sides. Okay, after that I do make sure it's pushed all the way down, and I tighten the jaws up. Now I take the pressure off of each one of these to seek neutral. Now, it's a little tough to do by yourself, but you put the bar up here, and these are the gauges that I use, and you just tighten it up. Just put it right at the edge. That's all you got to do. I use 5 of these critters. You just got to make sure they're square and straight. As soon as you hit the welder to them, how they are is how they're going to be forever. So you want to make sure they're close. Okay. And what I use is a strap. So I put the strap under it. Then I got to put it back and clamp this thing in the vise perfectly square. Because what I'm going to do is put quite a bit of tension on it. And now the top goes on it like this. It wraps around with the strap. Put it in the dead center. Okay. We got to make sure that this edge is perfectly straight when we just crank this thing down. So you got to make sure it's all square. Okay, I've got a lot of tension on it now. Got to make sure the bottoms are fairly even, the widths are fairly even, and here, everything's even. Now I can take it out of the vise and bring it over here. Now it's on my work table. Now we got to zip that thing together. Okay, using a wire feed welder. Okay. Okay, we got the one side welded. Now we'll flip it over to the other side. I'll just take this clamp out of my way now, considering one side's already welded. Okay, weld the other side. Okay, now we got to take the clamps off. And strap off. All your gauges out. Okay, there it is. It's all nice and welded now. These edges right here, I use the sandpaper from the cutoff grinder. That's what I use on those. So everything's ready to go. I just got to clean up all the weld joints by a wire brush and stuff. So this is almost ready to paint. Oh. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel. I hope this was helpful and I hope you enjoyed it. When you get a chance, if you would please subscribe to my channel, that would help us out. Thank you.